Hey guys, welcome back. This is Glenn, that breaks everything. In this episode, we're going to be going through some of the wiring gremlins that have been attacking me the last couple of weeks, which has stopped me from taking this out for a drive. Let's get into it. Alright, let's reverse it out and see how it goes. That went a lot better. Need to pump up that rear tyre though. Alright, I'm going to give it a bit of a rev. So, let's log it. We can trace it. Yeah, it just died. That was weird. Did it hit like a safety or something? Oh, that's not good. Alright, that is new. I'm glad I was logging that. Let's check what that last log was. Alright. You can see here it's lost home angle. We're at 3100. Boom. Lost it. Not calibrated. And then angle went down to 8.9. That's why you heard the bang. It's the timing. And it came back up. It's grand final. I've got to go get ready to go out. I'll be back later. I think this might be a pretty big issue. Alright guys, we're going to try to recreate what happened so we can figure out what happened. Ignition is on. You can see here 0.3 volts for the trigger, 0.5 for the home. Let's get her started, and I'll give that connector down there a bit of a wiggle and see if that's the issue. Maybe it's the shielding on it, maybe 3.5, 4,000 RPM. There's too much interference. Let's see. So I got to get her started and warmed up before we start revving it. Just got to add idle, 1 volt, playing with the earth, or the shielding earth. Did it again. Alright, I'm looking at the log. You can see here again. TPS. 46%. 16. So we're leaning out. Maybe it's safety protection. Alright, so you can see there both cam and crank sensors dropped out. So it's not one of them or both of them. It's most likely the wiring. So when I had it running last, I was wiggling this connector over here and nothing was happening. So it's probably an earth or earth to the block that's over here, so on the engine side of the harness, or the earth to the Heltec. Alright, just looking at the wiring diagram from the Heltec, because I'm running a reluctor sensor, they do not share a negative or a positive. They only share the shielding earth, or the shielding ground. So is it the shielding? Alright guys, it's the next night. It's about 10 to 8, so we'll warm it up, give it a bit of rev. I'll obviously log it and see if we have the home and trigger losing sync or not. Alright, we've got it idling. Pretty good. Hanging around 14 AFR. Let's start recording it and we'll give it a bit of rev, see if anything happens. I had to change the filter on the trigger because I wasn't picking it up. We are both on 1 for the filters for both trigger and home. Alright, we're logging. One more. There we go. Alright, we got another trigger reference error. Great. That didn't sound too good afterwards, but I did start it and it's not rods or anything. Alright. Have a look at what happened. Alright, so here we've got the hertz from the injector and ignition, and right before it goes we get this peak from 24 up to like 54 or something like that. So 27, 54, 54, 27, loses calibration. Let's see if the same thing happens here. Did we lose it? Lost it. Oh, the hertz are down here. I keep forgetting. Lost it. Comes back up. 69 hertz. 4100 RPM. Turn 30. So from 69 to 30 and RPM, it's only dropped 100. That's not right. I think we might be getting some feedback from the injectors, and it's making that cut out, then that cut out, and that come in. What I really need to do is check alternating current around the wiring for the trigger and home. Alright, you can see this is the frequency for both ignition and injection, and at these peaks here, this is where it drops out and it spikes. So there's definitely something going on there. Alright guys, this is doing my head in. So I'm going to link the shielded earth from the engine harness side of the cam, crank and knock sensor through this connector. I do have one spare pin there, so we'll send the earth through that, and then I don't know how far back I would need to go. Let's have a look. Alright, let's get this filter off. Put that in the car. Alright, so this connector. So both cam and crank have their own shielding. Which join at the ECU. Which joins to the sensor ground close to the ECU. They are actually a 4-core wire here. They've got the shielding ground on both of these here. And then we have the shielding wire grounded to the head over here. So after the shield ground, it runs past the 2 injectors, loops around without shielding. So you have to strip back this part of the wiring loom. You can see where the shielding is on the engine harness from the factory Subaru wiring, and we'll go from there. Alright, I think this has only started happening since changing the injectors. So what I might do is see if I can just push this wiring harness away the injectors, because I have actually added quite a bit of a piggy tail to the injectors. So it's going to run past here and then over. Get that back on. And it doesn't run along there and out. So I've got a good 2 to 3 inches to that injector on number 1. So we're near number 3. I don't know if I can add pins after locking these in. Let's see if that helped. Alright, we are on. Also the other night I was sitting in here for quite a bit of time, just going through the base fuel map and adding what the O2 control was adding in for the AFR, so hopefully we are close to our stoichiometric. But yeah, let's start it up and get it warmed up, and let's see if moving the wiring has helped. And if it has, then I know I need to shield it properly. And while it's warming up, I might look to see if I've got some more wiring. I forgot to reset the long-term fuel trim, so it was taking 20 out, which I added in, so it would be 0. But she started up good. I'll have to restart it and see how we go. Okay, so got this AC tester So with the coils goes off, and injectors occasionally. So here we have the earth for the shielding. Now that all runs in the same wiring loop across and around to this side. Home sensor is over here, so that runs all the way through and then to here. So we're getting some interference. If this keeps happening, I might have to jump into the wiring loom and separate them. I'll look for some wiring, and hopefully we have enough to wire in the home and the trigger. Hopefully that fixes it. This is really doing my head in. It's probably doing your head in too, guys. I know you just want to see this drive, and I want to drive it, but this is really annoying me. Alright, we're at 81 degrees Celsius in the coolant. I'm going to record it. Let's see if anything happens, because I have moved it a little bit. But yeah, just seeing the wiring then, that it's all together, it's not the best. So I have added fuel in here too, so when I rev it up, it shouldn't lean out as much as it was. But we will be logging it, so we can fix that as well. Alright, we lost it there. It's calibrating. Hasn't picked it back up again. That's not good. Right, turned it off, reset it, found it again. Alright, let's bring this down a bit. Still logging. Alright, I did another log just then, just a quick one. I revved it up a few times. It's not very long. Keep the current one. Let's see if these changed. You can see here, rev, 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 rev. We didn't. Where's an RPM? Where can I see RPM? Redwood. I was only up to 2.5. Yeah, we didn't lose homing then. It's good. Alright, so I've just come into the trigger system and I put the filter level up to 2 on the home signal, because it's at the moment, well, just before, it was only the home, not the trigger, that was dropping out, I think. No, it was both. Alright, let's see if I can start it. That's good. It's got it. AFR's online now. Alright. Car's already warmed up. Let's give it a bit of a rev, see if we lose home signal. Yep. Not as bad. Didn't actually drop down, I think. We are logging it. Because it's not calibrating anymore, so probably not safe to do that. Alright. So I've got transient throttle on there, which is keeping it from going lean, which is great. So I did a couple of little revs, rev. And on the last one, we lost it. But you can see here, ignition frequency, duty, 8.2, revs are at 28.15. Once we lose it and we come back to the same, TPS is at 0, guys. TPS at 0, 48 Hertz, duty 16.9, 2900. It's like doubled after it's, which is good, I guess. It makes it richer. We're not losing the RPM anymore. We're just losing the home angle